Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is more likely to talk about big plans than actually achieve them. At work, he tends to play it safe and follow the rules, but he rarely takes bold steps or fights for what he wants. He may sound polite and respectful, but the drive to keep moving up just isn't strong in him.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things get tough at work, he is more likely to break down than bounce back. He tends to get upset easily and finds it hard to handle pressure or criticism. He might seem polite and keep his feelings inside, but inside he's struggling to cope.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work probably find him polite and easy to get along with on the surface. He avoids fights and rarely stands up to anyone, so you won't see him arguing or causing drama. So he won't be in the middle of fights, but don't expect him to be a leader everyone looks up to.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, he might quietly feel uncomfortable instead of being openly proud. Even though he won't pick a fight or criticize you, your success could make him withdraw or seem distant. You might wish for more excitement and true support from him, but he'll likely stay quiet and in the background.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he is likely to feel insecure deep inside, even if he doesn't show it openly. He won't start arguments or make rude comments, but you may notice him becoming quieter or more withdrawn. Instead of sharing his feelings, he might keep his worries to himself and distance himself a bit.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is very careful with money and doesn't spend without thinking. He likes to keep things organized, so he probably budgets, tracks expenses, and avoids risky purchases. You won't have many surprises with him. He prefers security and follows routines.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives a life he can afford and rarely pretends to be richer than he is. He isn't interested in showing off or impressing others with expensive things. Instead, he sticks to what is safe and comfortable, choosing stability over style or flash.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is quite careful with both his money and emotions. So he may come across as tight rather than open handed. While he isn't mean or stingy, he tends to keep a firm grip on resources and avoids big gestures. If you're hoping for grand surprises or emotional displays, you might be disappointed.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is likely to be open and honest about money, not secretive or controlling. He prefers to keep things straightforward and organized, so you can expect him to share details about expenses and savings without hiding anything. If he has concerns about spending, he'll discuss them politely rather than using money to control you.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe housework should be shared, at least in theory, because he appreciates order and routines in daily life. He might not be the most active or energetic helper, and you may have to encourage him, but he won't insist that it's only your job. Instead, he prefers things to be fair and organized. So if you ask him clearly, he will step in and do his part without complaint.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is most comfortable with routines and keeping things tidy, so he's likely to quietly do chores, especially those that are straightforward and give a sense of order. He won't just stand by and watch, but you might have to give him clear directions at first. Changing diapers or washing dishes, he'll do these tasks without fuss if you ask.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He isn't the type to argue just to prove he's right. In fact, he avoids fights and is more likely to listen quietly or step back when there's a disagreement. If you're hoping for someone who listens more than lectures, he fits that role, though you might wish for a bit more warmth.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he almost always stays respectful and doesn't lash out or say hurtful things. He tends to keep his feelings inside. So instead of yelling or acting aggressive, he's more likely to go quiet or walk away from the situation. It's his way of protecting himself from getting overwhelmed.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get upset or frustrated quite easily, even over small things. This is something you should take seriously, not brush aside. Over time, his sudden changes can strain your emotional comfort at home.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to openly say sorry or take responsibility when something goes wrong. Instead of blaming you or picking a fight, he's more likely to go quiet and avoid the topic altogether. You might end up feeling like issues are left hanging without a clear apology or resolution.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understand that no means no. He is naturally polite and careful not to cross lines, so you can count on him to listen if you say no or set limits. You can feel safe around him, knowing that your boundaries will be respected.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy, though he won't show it through anger or complaints. Instead, he may become quiet or withdrawn, feeling hurt or unwanted inside. This means you may need to talk gently with him to reassure him and keep your connection strong.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He's polite and values respect, so he would not use personal details or intimate experiences to hurt or embarrass you later. He prefers peace and quietness over causing drama or pain.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to be faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He prefers routine and stability, and he is not the type to chase excitement or look for attention outside the relationship. If loyalty and trust matter to you, his commitment should give you peace of mind.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he is not likely to be over possessive, jealous, or controlling. He tends to be reserved and polite, keeping his feelings to himself rather than acting out with suspicion or trying to control you. You won't have to worry about him checking up on you constantly or questioning your every move.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective nature is not a mask for being controlling. He is more careful and reserved than forceful, and he prefers to give you space rather than hover or make rules. If you're concerned about freedom in your relationship, you can relax. He values respect over control.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will see parenting as something that should be shared, not just your job. He values fairness and a clear routine, so he won't expect you to handle everything alone. If you ask him for help, he will quietly contribute and do his part, though he might need clear direction at times.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is likely to lose his temper quickly, though he won't shout or become openly aggressive. He gets frustrated easily and may react with stern words or a cold silence rather than talking things through patiently. Instead of helping the children calm down or feel better, he might withdraw and leave them to deal with their emotions on their own.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will respect your role as a mother and as your own person, but in a quiet and reserved way. He won't stand in your way or make demands that you give up your interests or job for the family. If you set clear boundaries and talk about your needs, he is likely to agree politely and give you space.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
He is not the type to trick you by supporting your career, now and then later asking you to quit after having a child. He values routines, fairness, and clear roles. So if he agrees with your career now, he's unlikely to suddenly change his mind without talking things through. He's direct in his own way and won't play games or make sudden demands.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will act polite on the surface with your parents, but may not show real warmth or deep affection. He is careful to respect boundaries and will speak and behave in a proper, respectful way during visits or family gatherings. Still, you can trust that he won't be rude or disrespectful, just quietly reserved and proper. He will quietly try to adjust to your family rather than expect them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is likely to get upset inside and withdraw rather than handle it calmly. He won't make a scene or turn things into a big argument, but his quiet frustration can build up, making the atmosphere at home tense. He might avoid family gatherings or go silent instead of working things out together, which can leave you feeling alone to handle the problem.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might be modern and understanding with you in private, but expect you to act as a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He values order and wants to keep the peace in family situations, so he may prefer you to follow certain customs or routines when his parents and relatives are around. While he won't forcefully demand things or scold you, he might quietly hope you adjust your behavior to fit family expectations out of respect.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he is likely to stay out of it rather than take sides. He values peace and dislikes conflict, so you'll notice him quietly keeping his distance instead of stepping in or openly supporting you. This can leave you feeling alone in tricky moments, as he prefers silence to drama.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is not the classic mummy's boy, but he does find it hard to take a strong stand in family conflicts, especially with his mother. Instead of choosing sides, he's more likely to avoid the issue altogether, staying silent or stepping back rather than openly supporting you against her. He won't go out of his way to please his mother at your expense, but he also won't boldly defend you if things get tense.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He is quite reserved and prefers to keep personal matters private and contained within the home. This means you can trust that your personal issues will stay between the two of you, which is healthy for your relationship.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with this man means life is steady, quiet, and organized. But it may also feel lonely at times. He goes about his day with routines and cares about keeping things in order, but doesn't bring a lot of excitement or deep emotional warmth.